commissioner in Lebanon County.
Wow, I'm here today not as an official sanctioned video conference or video presentation by a county, but as a commissioner who was told that my colleagues were not interested in video recordings. So it started out that way with our website as well, because they don't maybe use computers and they didn't quite embrace that technology we're talking about. So I created the first website for the county, and it went on for many years, and finally the county got one, and they're doing gangbusters, and I'm so proud of them. But sometimes you have to pull people along because they don't understand the technology. The fact that you're in this room, I'm going to guess, means that you are on the verge of embracing the newer technologies. So, and I don't say that to belittle anyone, but just to say not everybody gets it. But there are so many people on the internet these days that you just can't turn your back on it. So, again, transparency, very important when it comes to broadcasting in one way or another, because people need to feel like they're connected to their local government. If you ignore them, chances are you're going to create an opponent who is going to be technologically savvy and want to come in, and that will be an issue. I'm going to broadcast meetings, and I'm going to make government transparent. So by taking a leadership role, you're going to cut that off. It also, I found, helps to assure the accuracy of minutes. There have been times that one of my colleagues, or even the secretary taking the minutes, has written something out that wasn't accurate. And so how do we figure out what was the right version? Because everybody remembered something different. We can refer back to the videotape, and there have been several instances where we've corrected minutes because we found that what was written was not exactly right. It helps you remember what you said. Sometimes, you know, months will go by and a constituent will say, well, you said this and you said that. I said, gee, I don't remember saying that. You can go back and review just for yourself and say, no, here's what I said. And you can say it with confidence and authority. What I do is use my own equipment, and it doesn't cost the county 1 penny. I do this all on my own. I have this little camera. I just got this one over the weekend because my other one finally quit. I love taking pictures, and it's just a hobby. I have no technical training whatsoever. But I did participate in some videotaping for Our Town Anvil, Our Town Lebanon, and there was another one that was done by our Comcast or local TVs. So I learned some skills in videotaping, and I'm no professional, but just some things that people look for. Then I take that little, has a little SD card, I think it's called, like in your camera, and that's a 16 megabyte, and it will hold 8 hours of tape. So that's pretty much. So I can delete things on there and reuse it, or I can just go get another SD card, whatever I so choose. That's the kind of equipment I use to tape it. From there, with my old camera, I had to go through a whole process because it was not compatible with my new computer. Well, now I have a camera and a computer that are compatible, so I can take the SD card from there, plug it into my computer, and I can do all my editing right on my computer, which is really nice. I could do it here at the conference last night, where before I would have had to take it home and do it. So I chose YouTube to post my videos for many reasons. One, it's free. Didn't cost me a penny, and if there's a maximum number of videos or minutes that you can post, I don't know of it because I haven't hit it yet, and I have over 80 videos posted. It's also easy to do. Now, admittedly, it took me 2 weeks to figure out because nobody showed me anything, and I had to do this all myself. And I kept trying to post like 20-minute segments to find out, oh, you can only do 10. So if you want to read all the instructions, you might save yourself some hassle, or ask somebody who is posting to YouTube that might be able to share some of those little ins and outs. YouTube is very familiar to the public. They know what it's like, and they can go right to it and operate it. They don't have to have any instruction. One of the nice things when you go to a YouTube video, you'll see that there is an automatic post of how long the video is. It might be 3 minutes and 10 seconds, or it might be 10 minutes. So they'll know well, yeah, I want to watch the whole thing or I don't, because the number of minutes are there and they'll find out if it's interesting to them, if it captures their attention or not. People have short attention spans. So the 10-minute video, if you have something real to say, is not a hindrance. It's going to hopefully keep their attention and get your message across. Like the previous program, it will also track the number of views. Recently, and I will be showing you this tape because I was shocked, and now I can look at it and say it was funny. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's not nice. I can be enlightened and say, okay, I can accept this. But at any rate, it will track the number of views. There were over 630 views on this one little clip that I posted. That's amazing. I don't know. I think some of yours are like 100 views for a minute meeting or something like that. So there were over 600 views. Now, we're a fifth-class county, so that's pretty good. I mean, that's a lot. And then the second highest was 400 and some. And then we have, I think, some 3s and 2s in there. And then there's some that people find totally boring. And after a while, I'm getting a feel for what people are interested in seeing and what they're not. We have some employees who have retired after 35 years of service. The employees love to see them get a proclamation or something like that. And EMA, anything hazardous materials related or public service answering points, those kinds of things, all first responders tend to want to watch. So there's certain things now I know are hot button issues, and I'm learning to not tape everything and just be more selective so I have less tape to go through. You can also, on your YouTube page, you can just hit a button at the top. If you have Outlook Express or something, you know how you can do sort by date, sort by author, sort by subject. You can do a similar thing on YouTube where you can sort by the title, the number of views, the date added, and the people watching it, they can give you instant feedback. They can go in and you can get up to a 5-star rating on your video. That means that people find it some value in it, whether it's entertainment or educational, whatever it might be. They liked that video. So they'll go in and they'll put their own ratings there, and you can get up to 5 stars. And so you can sort it by, which ones have the most stars. Not only that, they get to give you comment and feedback right there on YouTube. So they can type in whatever their comment was, like, I didn't know this, thank you for sharing, or, it could be a negative comment. Whatever it is, you have to be able to take it, but they can comment, and all the comments are posted so everybody can see. So how do I share the advertising or advertise these postings? Because it's not county sanctioned, you might think that's a challenge, but I do what's called an email blast where I have like over 1,000 people, whether it's municipalities, and I do have all the municipalities in my database, and I have people who are interested for whatever reason. In the Chamber of Commerce, I'm on the board with the Chamber and the EDC, so I have those people on board. But any interested citizen can sign up from my website to receive these email blasts. In addition, it just takes one click from YouTube to post it on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, and they have a whole host of others, but I stopped there. I thought that's enough. If you're techie and you like to keep on top of those kinds of things, those are some of the more popular ones in my opinion. I also post the things to my web page right into my minutes that I keep, and these are not complete minutes, but more or less the votes and things that I find of interest where I do my written review of what happened at a meeting. Again, this was before I started the webcasting. Somehow I had to have a way to remember what I did and said. And so this was and I've got like over a decade of minutes posted on my personal website that I can go in and I can do a word search and call things up, 1 year at a time. It has saved me time and time and time again. I cannot tell you that how much better of a commissioner I feel like I've been, more effective, especially as a minority commissioner, because the public, my colleagues, they learned that if I'm coming in and saying something, they know that I've done my homework and they know I can substantiate. From there I have the exact date that something happened, and I can, if I have to, go to the official minutes at the courthouse. In addition, because it's so novel, the media has taken an interest in this, and 2 newspapers and a TV station have covered my things. Now, this would just be an example of my web page. I can actually go to it then, but you can see, I don't know if the arrow, yeah, the little hand shows up. Right here within my web page, is a link to doe licenses in Lebanon County for 3 minutes. And here's our treasure. Normally it's together, but when I pasted it into not front page, but PowerPoint, thank you, got all my terms mixed up. When I pasted it in, it kind of scattered. So I just wanted to give you an example that in my minutes, I put this right in there. So as they're reading the minutes from the meeting, they can click on and go through. And of course, with all the sportsmen, they're very into